Standard 2 of the 7 standards with regard to national accreditation has to do with matching governance with the mission. As you previously learned, mission is the central component to understanding and evaluating program outcomes. In this standard, we're trying to assess whether or not the program is matching its governance process with its mission. There are 2 components to this standard. 2.1 of the standard is administrative capacity, which refers to whether or not the program has the administrative infrastructure appropriate for its mission and goals and objectives in all the delivery modalities that are employed. What we've learned about programs that they've developed over the years is that they have a number of modalities that they're interested in utilizing to have students access the program and vice versa. And under this standard with regard to modalities and so forth, has to do with the relationship of the program to, first of all, with the relationship of the program to the institution. And the important part of this particular standard has to do with understanding how the program is situated within the university or college that it's located. And there are a number of options that colleges or programs have with their colleges and universities: standalone institutions and public affairs programs housed within a college, maybe its own college or another college, or connected with another department or jointly connected with another department. So it'll be important for the site visit team to understand the institutional context which the program is situated. The second component of understanding the relationship of the program and the institution is whether or not there's identifiable administrative leadership within the program. MPA programs need to have an identifiable leader that is coordinating the efforts of the program and situating the program and articulating the program within its institutional context. With regard to Standard 2.1, there are a number of delivery modalities, as we've talked about, that are available to students. And the questions for the site visit team is, does the program have the structures in place to support all of its delivery modalities? It very well may be that some programs have only one delivery modality, traditional format, but often programs have chosen different types of modalities in addition to the traditional format, and they may have off-site campuses, or they might be using the online systems for connecting with students. The question before the site visit team and the program is whether or not the program is delivered well at all of these sites or delivery modalities that it's chosen, and whether or not the outcomes associated with the program are for both online or in person or at the different locations are the same, or whether or not they're comparable. And that is to say, can we identify that the program delivery in all of their different areas the same as it is with its traditional format? This also means that the administrative infrastructure has to be in place. And Standard 2.1 addresses whether or not there's sufficient infrastructure for all of its program delivery, and whether or not one can document, and the program could document and demonstrate this capacity. An example might be an online program that has student support, library support, and other kinds of academic support that are similar to having a very traditional program in place that has student services in place, that has career services in place, and so forth. So as one analyzes a program, one is interested in whether or not the program is demonstrating that students are receiving the same level of attention on and off campus, or online and on campus. And that's the outline for basic component of 2.1. Standard 2.2 talks about faculty governance. It's the second component with regard to matching the governance structure with the mission. And then with regard to faculty governance, one of the mainstays of the accreditation process is that there's an adequate faculty nucleus that's at the center of the program, and that is fulfilling the obligations of the curriculum of the program. COPRA and NASPAA have decided that standards can be met by 5 full-time faculty members or their equivalent that exercises what's called substantial determining influence of the governance and implementation of the program. This is a very important component, as you might guess, A substantial determining influence indicates that the program has control over and has influence in the direction of the program, the students that it entertains as part of the program, the students it works with, and the curriculum that it has and the faculty that it has to work with in delivering the program. NASPAA has determined that the fundamental requirement for faculty governance is that there's 5 nucleus faculty members involved. We'll talk about how 5 faculty members are chosen, what their duties are as we move through these standards. Identifying and demonstrating the faculty nucleus, there's a number of ways that this could be identified. First is the faculty, how are the faculty involved in a program, and then also how they demonstrate that. With regard to faculty involvement and determining faculty nucleus, is whether or not, obviously, whether or not they're teaching in the program, whether or not they're involved in governance and decision making with regard to the program, and whether or not they're involved in advising and meetings of the program. With regard to advising, sometimes programs have faculty members that are involved in senior thesis or graduate studies, or holding sessions and seminars with regard to culminating projects and so forth. But this is primarily how one is demonstrating, how programs demonstrate the faculty nucleus within a program, whether or not they're teaching, whether or not they have faculty members involved in the governance and decision making, including things like internships and managing internships and so forth, and whether or not they're advising and students and involved in the meetings. Well, there's different ways the site visit team can determine whether or not the faculty nucleus is involved, and that's through minutes of faculty meetings offered by the program, an examination of the course teaching schedule, which should be available to the site visit team, and other kinds of documentation of faculty committees and responsibilities. These should be brought forth by the program to allow the site visit team to justify and demonstrate that they have met these standards.
NASPAA would like to thank Jack Meek of University of La Verne for providing the training on Standard 2.